if you're a live streamer, it's incredibly important to make sure you're promoting your live stream to extend the reach and the life of the content you're already creating. And marketing your live streams can actually be very easy and effective without burning you out, but with giving you all the benefits of getting more eyes on your content, both while you're live streaming and on your live stream replay. Of course, one of the most easy channels for you to do this through is your social media. By creating content and putting it out on all your social media platforms, you are much more likely to get more eyes on your live stream and on your replay, because we know that your crossover audience is smaller than your audience that you have on each individual platform. The people following you on TikTok may not follow you on Instagram, may not follow you on YouTube. So by putting content on all of your social platforms, it's going to get people more aware of what you're doing and hopefully drive more traffic to your live stream and to your replay. We also know when it comes to the algorithm, it can be kind of hit or miss. So even if you're putting out a little bit of content, people might not see it. So the more content you can put out about this, letting people know this is happening, here's what we're going to be talking about, here's what you're going to learn, and here's how you're going to benefit from this, is going to get more people's attention. And the more people see things, the more likely they are to take action on them. So if they're seeing them multiple ways on one platform and multiple ways across the platforms, you're much more likely to build up that excitement for the content you're going to be creating. So designing short videos, putting out the link to your live stream, doing graphics or quote graphics, all of these things can help to level up and drive up the anticipation for your upcoming live stream. And of course, you want to make sure that you are scheduling your live stream in advance. By using systems like be.live that allow you to then schedule your content, you have a link that you can grab and put on your other social medias, be it on your Facebook page, your YouTube community. You can do clickable links in your Instagram stories and in your link in bio on most social platforms. So driving traffic toward that link is going to help. If you just say, we're going to be going live on this channel at this time, maybe people will remember, maybe people won't, but by having that direct link, you're taking down the barrier of them having to go search for you and then search for the live stream. Giving those links is incredibly valuable to you, and it can also help to bump up your numbers. So making sure you have that in advance where people can then set notifications, they can go directly to that link, and sending it out in real time to people can absolutely help to level up your viewership both during your live stream and during the replay. You also want to use that link in your email marketing. By sending out your newsletters to people, you are alerting them that something is coming up. And then by letting them know right before you go live, that's that little reminder where they say, oh, this is happening right now. I'm going to click on this link, go check it out, and I am going to benefit from this live stream. So making sure you're including all the details about your live stream is incredibly relevant. I do recommend sending out several emails in advance. So one, when you schedule it, you can send out one a couple days before, and then you absolutely want to make sure you're sending out a newsletter email right before you go live if you want people to join you while you're on air, so that people very easily have access to that. Now, you can do this an hour in advance, you can do it a few minutes in advance, because sometimes it takes people a minute to get into their email inbox and check those things out. Not everybody has notifications. So sending out detailed information with the title, with what they're going to be learning, with how they're going to be benefiting, with what happens if they join you live, if you have some special perk for the live members, let them know all of these things inside of these emails. And then in your very last email, just a quick reminder, we're going live now. Here's what we're learning. Here's the link. Keep it very simple, because if they have to read a lot to get to the point where they're joining you right now, that could be a bit of a deterrent. So as you're emailing, you want to make sure that you are sending everything out they're going to need so that they can join you in a very easy and relevant capacity. You also want to make sure that you are doing collaborations and crossovers when it comes to your live streams to help elevate your reach. So if you're trying to extend the audience that you're going to be reaching, pull other people into this conversation, have guests on your show, collaborate with other brands or other influencers, look for people who are going to be able to join you on air, and for people who are going to be able to cross promote with you. You're not always going to have a guest on every single show, but if you have partners that you work with, you can promote them and their live streams, and they can promote you and your live streams. So you have the option to reach a wider audience, both by getting guests on your show and having them promote it and you promote it, but also by forming a group of people people who say we're going to benefit each other, we're going to build each other up, and we're going to represent each other. So anytime one of us is doing something, we're all bringing our audience to somebody we know and we trust. So you want to specifically be looking for people that you can collaborate with on your live streams, be it on air as a guest or as somebody who's going to partner with you just in that promotional sense, so that you can help build up your communities together. You also want to make sure that you're looking at your SEO and your keywords. You're optimizing your live streams by the title and the description that you are going to be using. So if you are going to be talking about a specific topic, especially when it's going to be helpful to people, especially when it's going to be search friendly, you want to make sure you're making the most out of your title and your description. So when it comes to your live streams, and especially your live stream replays, people are going to go to Google, people are going to go to YouTube, people are going to go to other social platforms, and they're going to type in their questions. They're going to ask something that is relevant to them and be looking for a solution. If your video then provides that solution or information that they're looking for, that can then rank and be shown as a search result on Google, on YouTube, and on the other social platforms. So don't just toss up anything as a title, and don't just put anything in your description. Your title needs to use special keywords, things that are going to be relevant. So start thinking, with this topic, what's the question people are going to be asking? What's the thing they're going to go to Google and look up? Use that as your title. Your title should have those keywords in some order so that people can easily find it, and the algorithms can understand what this content is about to then serve it as a result for the questions being asked. Likewise, you want to do this in your description as well. The beginning of your description needs to be very valuable in terms of a paragraph, a conversational paragraph on what people are going to be learning or experiencing, or what questions you're going to be answering inside of this live stream. So be very, very clear if you have guests involved, that their names are in it, but also that you have the relevant topics. If you can list bullet points that you're going to be discussing, that's incredibly valuable. And that also saves you time after the fact. Once you're done with your live stream, this is going to be on YouTube channel, you can add timestamps. So if you're going over different bullet point conversations, you want to make sure that you've already got those written out, and then all you have to do is go in and fill in those timestamps so that if somebody's looking for a specific piece of the conversation rather than the entire conversation, they can just click that button and go right to that timestamp after the fact, and you don't have to sit there trying to figure out all the points that you were talking about because they're already in your description. The more information and the more keywords that you can have in your description, the easier it's going to be for Google, for YouTube, and for the other social platforms to understand exactly what you were talking about so that they can recommend it to the right people. Now, you also want to make sure that you're implementing some interactive pre-stream content. So before you go live, you should be engaging with your audience in terms of teasers and countdowns, which you can do inside of be.live so that people can see it's almost time. We're almost doing this. We're getting ready. You have the ability to use polls and questions to generate interest in what you're doing. So before you go live on your live stream or in the content you're putting out on social media to engage people and get them ready for this, get interactive content created. Make sure that you are asking questions to get opinions. Put up polls to get people's opinions on this, and then talk about them directly inside of the live stream. In fact, you can use a lot of these directly on your live stream to make sure that people know, hey, we've talked about this, we're doing these things. And in your live stream, you have the ability to use interactive features so that people are not just watching and listening to you. They are actively engaged, yes, in the comment section, but through other things as well, so that you can get valuable information to then discuss during those live streams. You want to make sure that as you are building out your live stream, you are facilitating a conversation that's going to be easy for people to join. You want to make sure that you are creating a space that people can easily engage with and feel like they have permission to talk to you with. Because a lot of times people will show up to these live streams and it'll be one or two people on screen having a conversation. We kind of feel like we're watching that conversation, but we're not a part of it as the viewer. When you're giving calls to action, when you are asking people to be involved, when you're giving them engagement tools, this gives them an open door to have a conversation with you. But not everybody wants to be the first person to talk in the comments, right? So an easy thing that you can be doing is planting people in your audience to ask questions, to have conversations, and to be the first kid in class to raise their hand so that other people see, oh, the audience is involved. That means I can be involved as well. So you want to make sure that you are bringing in people that can help you to start that conversation. You want to make sure you're asking questions while you're on air. So if you were live streaming right now, I would say jump in my comments and tell me what is the most valuable takeaway from today's episode. I might also say something like, if you were in this situation, what question would you be asking? Or have you ever done this? Say yes or no in the comments by asking those easy reaction questions where people can either give an opinion, something that is going to be a yes or no answer, or you're giving them a this or that option. That means it's easy for them to then engage with you. They don't have to write a paragraph. They don't have to think up big things to ask you. You can just make it very, very simple for them to start interacting. And the more they interact, the easier it then becomes for them to then give longer answers, bigger answers, more involved answers, more personal answers. So ask them simple this or that questions, either or, yes or no, and then build up to asking for advice. Ask for their opinions, ask for their perception of what you're having a conversation about so that you can then continue to have those conversations with them. The more that you are building this up as you are live, the easier it gets for them to interact and then to bring in friends, to bring in people who would also benefit from this. If people are getting really good conversations during your live stream, they feel like they've taken away a lot from it, they're also going to tell their friends about your replay. And then they're more likely to show up for your next live stream and bring their friends. So making it easy to have those conversations and making sure that you're promoting those live streams in advance allows you to create a really good, valuable experience that people will remember and feel like they took actionable steps away from that when you were talking about whatever your topic happens to be so that they can improve their life or their business or whatever it is that you're teaching. By doing that, by creating an environment that is going to be conducive to their learning and to making sure that they are having a good time, you are then able to extend the life and reach of this live stream, but your future live streams as well. Drop your questions on this down below and continue to follow along as we discuss how you can be growing your live streaming opportunities on social media, especially using tools and resources like be.live. We want to make sure we've got you covered, so let us know what you're working on right now, and we'll see you in the upcoming episodes.